Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon and happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another week and another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We have a rare home show today. I was going to say another year, but we already did a show to start the year last Friday at Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms. It seemed like a vacation, but we are now back in the regular grind. We got a busy month coming up, and we've got, let's see, Jeff Defo DeForest at his homestead, Mike Daddy Lubie at his homestead. How's everybody doing today, Lubie? No, actually, I'll start with Defo. How are you? How was your weekend?
Probably more fun.
Oh, very nice. 2026 underway. See if I can make it another quarter century. Underplayers are really sending it in since I made this mention earlier this morning, because I would be probably 99 and a hook.
Ooh, that's a big number.
2050. Yeah, I mean, you got to lay a big price there. But if I make it to 99 and a hook, I'm going to bury a lot of people with me when I finally go at 100. But no, I'm good. Couldn't be any nicer out. Beautiful day. I'm back from the walk of life. Got some things going on this afternoon. So it's a great way to start the year.
Well, that's good. I don't know if I could even make triple digits in a bowling game, let alone life. But
it's a long shot. Let's face it. Nobody
golf
gets there in
game.
the 90s. Nobody gets
No problem hitting 100 in the golf game these days, though. I have not picked up a club in years, but it's all good. But hey, no. Speaking of longevity, friend of the show, Joe Cassell, he is going under the knife right now. He's been very public about it. And former sports agent, great guy, lives in Delray Beach, and I know you hang out with him a bit. And we wish him well in his health journey. He getting a little bit of a tune-up on his heart, but we do wish him well. And Lubie, how are you doing? How's forget about all the older people like us. How's the newborn doing? Did he enjoy his first New Year's Eve? Did he pick up on any of the fireworks? Is he like a dog where he starts crying when he hears?
No, I will say, and I know Defo's had his own issues with his animals. Shirley and I were talking about that. It's very interesting, because we have a husky when they can be temperamental. We have a cat who's a piece of work. And then we have a newborn, and no one cares about fireworks. I was like, with all the insanity in my home, thank God fireworks are going off. All three of them were sleeping. So I was like, oh, thank God.
That's good.
At least I don't have to deal with that. He's good. Mommy's back at work, but I guess when you work from home, that means you still have time, which is cool. She's been able to take him away for this hour, which I appreciate, because the mornings, as anyone who watches the morning show, we have our third co-host now. It's Luca Daniel Lubitz Reyes. So I'd rather not have a fourth one here. So he's over there, but you may see an appearance, because who knows what work will bring her way. And
he wakes up, as long as you stick a pacifier. Do you do the pacifier thing, or just
he's weird about it? He'll take it, but he doesn't he doesn't take it to the point where he will pass out and have it. Like, he pushes it out. So it's not really.
But how about the bottle baby? I mean, because I guess you got
he doesn't hold it yet, obviously, but
the milk pumping, and he likes it either way, like either al natural or
formula, breast milk. He's good, but yeah, he's been good. New Year's was cool, and then this weekend's been good, and it's very low key. That's our life right now. It's very low key, but I'm very excited for the Visit Florida Food and Wine Festival, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be out of town, but it's looking like I may be in town.
Okay.
And I was sort of angling for that, because
we'll get you
my wife and I love all the events, and it's later on in this month. So yeah, it's a big January ahead.
Yes, a very big January. A lot of different events. I'm even starting to do appearances now. I feel like a regular AM radio personality. They want me at car dealership openings and happy hours, and they're going to do one later this week at Camille's, which is our new sponsor. We haven't gotten a chance to cut the ad yet, but they are a great kind of low-key neighborhood Italian restaurant, but a little bit higher end in terms of the quality, because John and Maya come from a fine dining background. He's the chef there. It's at 4165 North Dixie Highway, and I'm going to be out there on Thursday at 4:30. They're kind of kicking off a new happy hour where they're doing it every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. And they got some great deals. Drinks that are like in the $7 and $8 range. Also, like dishes that are in the $10 range, and they got a 3 for $20 promotional special that I will be consuming. I imagine at least 3 dishes on Thursday, and all are welcome to come on out. And again, they do a really good New York style pizza there. They have the chicken parma John, because the chef owner's name is John Kridich, and so they made it a Parmesan. That's their signature dish. It's great with a side of spaghetti included. Good stuff there at Camille's restaurant, and yeah, so that'll be fun. And then we'll get into the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Defo, one more question for you, because we didn't really catch up on the Friday Gulfstream show, but how do your dogs take the whole New Year's Eve Michigas in terms of the fireworks and gunfire and whatever else is exploding over the beach?
My one dog, the younger one, Holly, she's indifferent to it.
Oh, nice.
Skippy used to get to the point where he was shaking so badly at any sound. Any sound bothers him. But fortunately, I mean, this is one of the benefits of old age. He's 17 now, and so his hearing is shot. And so he doesn't notice it like he used to.
That's a good thing.
So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I would have to say, but I would think that he was going to pass out during any kind of fireworks or any kind of loud noise that was around the house. Wherever we've lived, he's been in about 3 different locations with us, and maybe 4. And he didn't take well to it for the longest period of time. So, but he's okay now.
And now, did you have any kind of New Year's gathering or parties that you attended? Because I just went real low key. I just did some champagne and stone crabs, and that's it. And I was basically napping, but then I did wake up for the ball drop at midnight. But
New Year's Eve, I was at Brews Room for a good portion of New Year's Eve. Yes, Brews Room, south of Atlantic, watching with an Ohio State fan, Ohio State and Miami. So I watched this guy, you know, and this is sad and the guy's a good guy, and it's not like he has big money or anything. So the money that he's betting actually means something to him. Mm-hmm. And he was going to bet $1,000 on the money line on Ohio State, convinced that Ohio State could not lose to the University of Miami. The line was so prohibitive that he realized it would be foolish to bet $1,000 to try and win less than 300.
Right.
So you were laying like 350. So he decides to go ahead and lay the 7.5 points. So it looked good for about one split second when Miami threw that lame pass to open up the ball game, and you thought, "Uh-oh, Beck doesn't have it tonight." And from that moment on, I was having to console the guy and keep
it's kind of like me with Ken.
Driving straight to the pier in Pompano and jumping off the edge.
Well, I wasn't jumping off anything, but I did have the action going with, Ken, and because it started with, I didn't think the after losing 2 games was going to be anywhere near a playoff, but lo and behold, so I bet him that they wouldn't finish top 10 or make a playoff, and I was wrong on that. I doubled down on the first round against Texas A&M. I was wrong on that, and I kept pressing, and lo and behold, they pulled off the upset. But you know what? And I showed up with my complete. What's the word that you use for me? Asshole. Yeah, I show up with $500 in singles on Friday to pay him off, because I do pay my bets. So at least that's one thing you could say about me. I don't say in what denomination I'm going to pay off my bets. But I did it. I gave him the money. And then, I kind of came up with a justification, rationalization, as gamblers all want to do. And that Ken does a lot of work on this show, and I don't really, we don't pay him. So I feel like this was kind of like a Christmas bonus for him for his efforts when he fills in for Lubie when Lubie goes away. And there are some times
he's earned it, but that's not at all what it was.
Yeah.
You lost a bet. You kept doubling down. Even I was as against Miami as anyone. I just didn't see it. Even I was smart enough I would have stayed away from that.
And I've learned my lesson. I'm not pressing. I'm not doubling down anymore. I'm not trying to get out or get even, because I believe in now, right? They are our favorites. Yeah. And we're going to be actually discussing more about that game, which is going to be taking place, Thursday night this week? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Games play Thursday, yep.
And we're going to end up going and doing a show with our friend Pat Utter at Shenanigans this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Yeah, so seems like a well-timed show in terms of getting it up to speed on the not only the college football playoffs, but the NFL playoffs, which are all set now. And yeah, it's a Monday after a football Sunday, so I guess we could go heavy on the sports. Do you have any observations or analysis post regular season heading into the postseason, Jeff Defo DeForest?
Sensational game last night. you could not help but be entertained by that ball game, whether you had money on it or not. It was absolutely fantastic. Slugfest early on. You thought Baltimore was going to prevail. Somehow Pittsburgh's still hanging around. They blunder away a perfect opportunity to get 3 points at the end of the half. They go for it like these coaches do. They don't make it. So it's like 10-3 at halftime. And then in the fourth quarter, an explosion. A supposedly burnt out Finnish shot fighter and Aaron Rodgers is hitting bombs. Lamar Jackson, of course, local kid who made good. And he's answering right back. Actually, it was the other way around. Baltimore kept taking the lead, and Pittsburgh kept answering back. Finally, at the end of the ball game, Pittsburgh misses an extra point. The guy hadn't missed an extra point all season. He misses one that would have put them up 3. Now they're only up 2. 55 seconds to go. And Jackson brings them back in the field goal range. And the kicker, who hasn't missed in that distance all year, misses. And that was with a playoff spot on the line and home field, actually, in the first round of the wild card. Typical Pittsburgh, Baltimore bloodbath. And if you were disappointed in any aspect of the NFL season, from an entertainment quotient, that game more than made up for it.
And our Aaron Rodgers continues to defy aging and gravity. He, every time you think he's down, he ends up.
It's the mushroom.
The mushrooms.
We're not talking about this stuff, that they use at various locations that we were in favor of.
Well, our Italian restaurant friends use the mushrooms and the marsalas, but no, he tends to use. Some of the other stuff. Whatever. I like to kind of hate on the guy now. Last night was a game like I never liked the Ravens. I don't like Rodgers, so I was rooting for the meteor to hit the stadium, basically. But that didn't happen. It was an entertaining game. Here's the thing. I mean, here's how crazy the NFL is, and never mind the Dolphins. God, that was just nobody thought they were going to actually do anything yesterday, but it was uglier.
Yeah, it was bad.
Than anybody imagined with every, all their talent out, basically. But the fact that the San Francisco 49ers, if they won that game at home against Seattle, could have had the number 1 overall seed in the NFC, have a first-round bye, and not have to leave their stadium or homes to make it to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl because it's going to be at their stadium. They could have done that. Instead, they lose a hard-fought game against a really good Seattle defense. And now they end up as a number 6 seed. So they're on the road in the first round, and they've got the hardest way to get back home for the Super Bowl. And similar things happening in the AFC. I mean, who would have thought Buffalo, they're like a number 5 seed. They have to go on the road for the first round. And, you've got teams like New England and Denver. Again, who would have thunk it at the beginning of this year, Defo? No Kansas City, no what do we got? We got no
Ravens, no Detroit.
No Detroit. Yeah, those are the 3 biggies, right?
Washington was highly touted coming into the year after the year they had last year. They lost Daniels early in the season, but they're out of it.
Detroit's not even at all. Oh, geez, I didn't realize Detroit
Patriots being among the best teams, almost impossible to envision that kind of turnaround. And Sean Payton, who Lubie made a good point this morning. I mean, if you talk about the direction of the Dolphins and where they're at, year and a half ago, early in the season, 2 years ago, 2 seasons back, they put 70 up on Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos and looked like a juggernaut. And here we are 2 years later. They've missed the playoffs the last 2 years, and the Broncos have the best record in the AFC and are the number 1 seed. So coaching makes a difference. The fundamentals of your front office also make a difference, and we have no answers to any of those questions.
Yeah, and it's amazing because you do see these quick turnarounds amongst teams, where in 2-3 years they go from the outhouse to the penthouse, but not the Dolphins. And last week it kind of slipped by. It was the 25th anniversary of their last playoff victory. I guess it was December 29th in the year 2001 after the 2001
Would they
season.
beat the Seahawks that day? I think I was there.
I don't even know.
Wasn't that the game where some scrub running back that was with the team for like a year?
Yeah, Lamar Smith. It was before the Seahawks switched to the NFC when they were in the AFC West, and that Lamar Smith went freaking insane. Your buddy Jay Feeler was a quarterback, and they have not sniffed one. Because that's the problem is they want to make the playoffs outside of that Buffalo Bill game where Skylar Thompson played the best game of his life, and in the snow they went toe to toe with the Bills and somehow barely lost. When they do make the playoffs, they get annihilated. That's the other thing that sucks about the Dolphins is not only they rarely make it and they don't win, they're not even in the games when they do make the playoffs.
Best stat out of the National Football League this year, I find this phenomenal. It's never happened in the history since this statistic was being kept, since 1933 when the stat was introduced. Interceptions were finally being counted in the National Football League, which I don't even know how old was the NFL at that point. When did they start? Did they start pre-1900? I don't think so.
20s,
Anyway,
30s,
the
right?
New York Jets made it through 17 games this year as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Unprecedented, with no interceptions on the season.
Really?
That's crazy.
A virtual impossibility. The lowest total before, prior to this, was 2. And I believe that was a long time ago. And let's not forget that for a good period of time, since 33, they originally played 12 games a year. Then they played 14. Then they played 16.
Right. Now
17 games, not a single pick.
Not a single pick. But how many did they throw? How many interceptions did their quarterbacks
The
throw?
number was largely out of proportion with the number.
It's infinity.
It's all about turnovers. Whoever wins the turnover battle. So how would you like that?
Infinity. 17-0 is infinity. That's a horrible ratio.
Zero
That's
picks.
something.
It's
And you
impossible.
know what? I guess that's the only thing keeping the Dolphins from being an utter embarrassment is the fact that they have the Jets in their same division. So that's small.
The Jets are in a better position to get well. Let's
Hey,
say that.
We'll do a bunch more sports talk, and then we'll take the first break and come back and talk about food. A lot of craziness on the Let's Eat group of the weekend, and I did a lot of eating over the last 2 weeks. Also, that Val recounted in a post on the group. But let's finish up. Besides the football, and we got coming back trying to exercise the ghost of the Fiesta Bowl later this week. But let's talk about that hockey outdoor. Not so classic. I actually went to the Federal, which is where the Panthers training rink is, and watched the game with some locals in Fort Lauderdale. I left after the first period because I had seen enough. And not only, I didn't even see anything because the sight lines on TV was so bad. And I can imagine they were bad in person too. Can you imagine spending $500 on that? You show up at the stadium, you see the rink is about 300 yards away. You need binoculars to see the puck. And then you get that, great performance where they're wearing their Goulden's mustard yellow pants or whatever you call those. That was an abomination. What were your impressions of that, Defo?
I mean, I love the idea. When the concept first came along, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Being a Jew, I naturally couldn't skate, but when I was growing up on Long Island, a lot of my friends played hockey on the Legion Street Canal in Belmore. And on various lakes, Mill Pond was one, and Cayman's Pond. Always hockey games going on. I didn't participate. I wanted to. So I love the whole outdoor concept with the snow falling. It was interesting to do it in Miami. But the greatest day I ever had as a vendor at Shea Stadium, I was selling Antiojo, we called them, because there was only Spanish people in the crowd. We were working a fight, Carlos Ortiz versus Ismael Laguna for the lightweight championship of the world. And I get turned loose in the upper deck selling $1 binoculars because there was no way that you could make out who the fighters were. And they had the ring sort of near the home plate area. So it would have been a decent view, except you were like 500 miles away from the ring. I've experienced that at other fights when I've been in big arenas for huge fights and been way up in the nosebleed, San Antonio, the Alamo Dome. But I can't imagine watching hockey like that because there were no seats within any kind of proximity to the rink, as far as I could see. You had guys in the right field bleachers. I love the concept. I don't want to knock it because I think it's an enjoyable aspect of the NHL season. But unfortunately, if you were one of the people that paid I don't know. I had some people that got hosed on the tickets, and they were saying, you know what, it was still the greatest thing they ever did.
Really? Okay. I mean, they really made a festival out of it, like a Super Bowl atmosphere, all-day events and the bands and this and then. But it's like, at the end of the day, the hockey game itself was pretty much of a stinker.
Oh, did you wear your Ranger shirt there?
No, I've given up on the Ranger.
I imagine it fits better.
I am now a full.
You have the picture of him in the Ranger jersey from Shenanigans?
I was in the Shenanigans there.
I have
stuffed like a sausage in a casing. It was very ugly.
Yeah.
Lubie, you get on the Twitter all the time. What was the reaction there? Because I didn't really see and monitor social media, but what was the reaction amongst the people to the Winter Classic?
I haven't seen a lot of people even really talk about it with what's going on with the playoffs, both college football and the NFL. It's South Florida with hockey. It's already been tough enough to get.
I thought Ken mentioned something Friday about like people, or no, something where I heard him.
People he's seeing on. I haven't seen it much about it, but yeah, no, people I'm sure making fun of it. It's South Florida having hockey outside. That's just weird.
It was a cold night,
it was nicer, but it's not frozen ponds and stuff like that. So yeah,
it was It was ridiculously expensive. I mean, I'd much rather go to a regular game at the arena like I did last Monday and saw a good game that they won against the Washington Capitals. And we for less than 200 each for a club seat, which was a nice seat that you could actually see all the action. But yeah, but you know what? South Florida loves a big event. You got people paying thousands of dollars to see an F1 event where you see 1 millisecond of the track while it goes around, and it's just like, okay,
Here they come! Here they come!
and there they go.
I remember being in the original Miami Grand Prix when they did that thing on Biscayne Boulevard. Ralph Sanchez, remember that guy?
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. He got the thing going in Homestead and all this other stuff. He was pretty innovative and sort of pioneering in that regard. I don't know how many dollars the municipalities got fleeced, but seemed like a decent guy in all of my dealings with him. But that was the thing. You would be at some hairpin turn on Biscayne Boulevard, and you'd see 4 cars go by, and that was it. Then you'd have to wait like another half hour to come by again. You get all excited about it.
Yeah, the things that people.
It does seem like a lame event. I would imagine the viewing's better though at Hard Rock Stadium, because can't you get to some vantage point where you can actually see what's going on during different, get more of an overview of the race, or do you have to be watching it on a screen?
I don't know.
That was a big complaint on social media, is that you had to watch the hockey game on screens, that nobody was actually looking at the ice.
And you still couldn't see the puck because it's on a big screen, and it's just like, and the angles that the cameramen had were not that good either. I mean, as a telecast goes. But enough of bashing that. One last thing.
But here's the thing, though, Mike. I mean, maybe they didn't do the perfect job. It's probably not the greatest venue for it. I don't know if they could have played it at Hard Rock or something, but it might have been a little bit easier to put the rink right in the center there where the football field is.
The soccer stadium.
It's become common to just bash everything. Like I said, I saw people that thought this experience was worth it, even though, was it perfect? No, but then they really enjoyed the whole idea of having an outdoor hockey game.
No, it's nice. Probably the best venue would have had the smallest seating, and then they could have really jacked up the prices. But where the MLS Messi Soccer Club plays up at the old, what do they call that in the Commercial Boulevard? The old Fort Lauderdale Stadium.
Something else now, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they call it Chase Stadium now. But that would have been a good setup because it's a much smaller field, and it's a soccer pitch that actually.
They wouldn't have given up the tickets, though. Yeah, they wouldn't have given up the possibility of selling tickets. Bettman was on TV. I was watching it on TV, on TNT, and he was saying they could have sold out the stadium 3 times over.
So it looks like Don Jaffe was actually there. I see him on the chat line. He says he had outfield reserve seats. He said the camera angles sucked in the stadium too, even watching it on the big screen, and it sucked on TNT or TBS, whatever network it was on. But all right, well, and the game
lost 500 and felt better about it.
Yeah,
right.
But here the thing: the Rangers fans were happy. They got a 5-1 pummeling. And the Panthers better get their asses in gear now, because there's a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference that are hovering in that 40-something point range. They did win last night. I watched some of that game.
Beat Colorado, who only had 2 losses on the season.
And the Heat won last night. So it's a good day for the home teams, except the Dolphins, of course. But we've got all that, and we'll see. Here's the other question we didn't get to, but they named the U.S. And all the Olympic hockey teams. There's going to be basically like a 3-week break in the schedule in February, so that the NHL players will partake in the next Winter Olympics in the Torino and Milan area of Italy. And Matt Tkachuk has been named to the team, even though Matt Tkachuk hasn't played a single minute this year for the Panthers and has an injury. Do you think he is or should play in this tournament?
It's not like an all-star game, though. I mean, you're talking about the U.S. Olympic team. So among U.S. players, is Matt Tkachuk not one of the better ones? So if he's not, even if he was playing and not having a good year this year, you would still want him on the team. I think it's more about representing the country than it is what he's done this season to qualify for the Olympics.
But what is the priority for players that are making millions of dollars from their respective NHL teams? And then yes, it is an honor and a privilege to
these guys take it seriously, though. I
know, and that's the point. He's like, he hasn't played a real minute in the NHL. His team is struggling now. They're going to try to win their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Do you want him to go out there and potentially aggravate his injury or hurt himself before he even plays a meaningful minute. Yeah,
bring it on, man. It's all about the USA. About time we had some, national pride. It's been a lot of things to be
I'm
ashamed
annoyed.
of.
I'm not gonna lie.
So I'm all for it. I'm 100% behind.
If he really hasn't come back by then that's weird. You're not healthy enough to play for the team that has really put you on the map. I know he was good before he got here, and I know in small regional hockey towns they probably knew who Matthew Tkachuk was. The casual NHL fan didn't. And since then he's become a sensation both with the Panthers and then on the national scene with the fights and all that stuff with the Canada weirdness. But to go do that with never playing this year for the team that you won back-to-back Stanley Cups and are trying to make a fourth straight appearance and win 3 in a row, that's weird. That just has a weird. Now
I wish him well, but what do you think
first? That's weird.
What do you think the reaction will be if he hasn't stepped on the ice for the Panthers and goes into Italy and then aggravates the injury and he's lost for the rest of the year, including the playoffs?
Can't think like that, though, Mike Mayo.
Oh, I'm Mr. Negative. Oh, I forgot.
Mr. Negative. Yeah, my God. I mean, let's say he gets in there, treats it like it's the preseason because he needs to get in shape. And while he's doing that, he leads the United States to a gold medal. And now he's ready to roll in the second half of the season for the Panthers, who need him badly, obviously, because they haven't been as good without him.
No, and the Olympic tournament is great. I don't think the U.S. has won gold since 1980. Is that right? Since the Miracle on Ice?
It's quite possible. Yeah.
I think they've only won 2 golds, 64 and 1980.
Michael Ruzioni, man. Who could forget that whole team?
And that we're going
Craig
on.
In goal. I mean, they beat the Russians. Do you believe in miracles?
20 plus 25. So we're going on 46 years since Miracle on Ice. That's a long time. That's older than Lubie, right? So
Lubie wasn't even born. Imagine that.
I was born and I was like 13 years old and loving every minute of watching that. That was the Miracle on Ice, and it was great. And yeah, no, I don't begrudge. Look, I was at the Nagano Games, which was the first Winter Olympics that the NHL players took part, and it was great. I mean, they were really into it, but they partied hard too. I remember Brett Holt got
a different breed. They're a completely different breed than any other athlete. You don't see things, and this is what was the most disappointing thing about. I know they didn't play like their top personnel or whatever. But to see a team just throw in a towel and put no real effort forward, I mean, just be totally outclassed. I was talking this morning about how I had a little betting interest in the Colts yesterday. Would have given them no shot. And they're playing Riley Leonard, a quarterback who didn't look like he had the skills to be a pro even. And they go out there and they fight like dogs all the way to the wire there in their game against the Houston Texans, a very good team. And you don't see that. These hockey players, they're relentless. They just go out there and play. They play for pride, for the love of the game. I know they're making big money, and it's been a big transition in the last 10, 15 years in terms of salary and pay. But, I mean, they're just dedicated to the game. You have to love it, the way they respect each other and the teammates and then beat the crap out of each other. And it's sort of like fighters end up shaking hands at the end of the thing.
What I love about hockey players is, like, football, you got guys, they sprained a knee, they're going to sit out a week or 2 weeks. Hockey players, like, they'll play through anything, and then at the end of the season, they said, oh, by the way, I was playing with a broken back and 3 broken ribs, and, like, broken back? It's like,
having my leg amputated right after.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll be playing next year with a prosthetic. I mean, they're unbelievable, these guys. So they would be the last people to take, I'm worried I might get hurt. They don't think that.
I know. They're tough. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like I'm like some.
Look, I mean,
if it happens, then it's bad luck. That's all. What can you say?
One last sporting thing, and then we'll take the first break. Table tennis, which a lot of people deride as ping pong. I actually saw the movie Marty Supreme over the weekend, which is garnering a lot of praise for Timothée Chalamet, who plays a fictitious character that's based on a real-life person back in the 1950s. In the movie, he was known as Marty Moorer, who became known as Marty Supreme. But there was another table tennis player in the 50s who tried to put table tennis on the map. I don't know if anybody's seen it yet, but I recommend it. It was a really fast-paced movie. The director, a guy named, I guess it's Josh Safdie, he did a movie which was like one of the greatest gambling degenerate movies of all time. I don't know if you've seen it, Defo. Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
I didn't think it was as great as people thought.
Really? I loved it.
I thought it was all right. But the ending was a little bit fugazi, I thought.
No, the ending is what made it. It's like the guy achieves his ultimate betting score, and then he gets a bullet right in the brain. Spoiler alert.
That's not at all how the degenerate. It's well known bookies don't ever want to kill because then you're never going to get paid. Like
Right,
that's not
exactly.
how it works at all. Like that ending was one of the worst endings in all of
Oh,
movies.
don't get all
It was
literal on
supposed
me.
to
It's
be real.
Hollywood. It made
But
sense.
it wasn't Hollywood. They were trying to they wanted him to get Oscars. They don't do Oscars when it's for some fictional garbage. He was supposed to be getting Oscars because he depicted a degenerate so well. We've all been around them. They would never acted like that at all. Degenerates don't react like that in any way. And then when they hit the score, they're not going to kill you. They want their money. Like that was weird.
Comparing to James Caan and the Gambler, I mean, weak.
I thought he was
All
good.
right, I'll watch it
Like
again.
Citizen Kane against the Pauly Shore movie for the Oscar. Get out of here.
To see
just
Sandler
thought
act that way was good for him. He showed range he never shown, and it was fine. But I thought the movie got way more crazy. Like being around degenerates
Well,
has
then you would hate this too because it also got way out there. It had turns and twists and some violence. And Kevin O'Leary from freaking Shark Tank, he made his film acting debut, and he was really good.
Probably be good. I could see that.
He played himself basically. He played a complete asshole prick. He did it really well. But he also got to spank Timothy Chalamet's bare bottoms, and which was a very odd scene. But I recommend people go see it because his movie making, in terms of some of the shots and the soundtrack, the score. Again, it was one of those like 2 hour and 2 hour 10-minute movies, but it didn't drag at all. It really kept moving forward, and some good performances in there. And table tennis, a lot of people knock it. I actually saw the highest level of table tennis in the world because when I went to the Olympics, when I was a sports writer in Sydney, I actually watched some of the table tennis tournament, and it's unbelievable, the skill and the dexterity, hand-eye coordination, the speed, all these things. It's not your pickleball call up at Kings Point. It's and
Oh,
pickleball.
they whacked the living daylights out of the ball. It's amazing.
But and there was some good scenes
behind the table, and they're hitting these top spin shots. It's incredible.
Yeah, so I recommend it.
If it's happening, Andy's betting on it.
Yeah. All right. Let us take the first break, and then we'll come back and have some food talk. I got my leftovers here. I did so much eating over the last few weeks, but this is something that we featured on our last visit to Juan's. It's the beef with broccoli, along with some of the egg and onion fried rice, very light fried rice. I had Val and I went there on Saturday night, had a great meal, and saw Alex, and it was great to see not only Alex, but his aunt Christina Juan, who kind of retired and then left the restaurant. Now Alex is running the show, and they're going to be having a great event for the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, a intimate dinner there on Wednesday the 21st. There's only 4 seats that remain for that dinner, and then Alex is also curating and to be part of the big Asian themed walk and roll event, which takes place on Thursday night, January 22nd. Anyway, Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival is coming up the 19th to the 25th. Go online right now to vlfoodwine.com. Use the promo code Lunchbox, and you'll get 15% off all the remaining events. But those remaining events are dwindling. I got the update yesterday from Phil, so it's incredible. The Grand Tasting VIP tickets have been long gone, but the general admission tickets, better get them in the next week because he expects it to be sold out by, if not by this weekend, then by early next week. So that's the Grand Tasting on January 24th. And then the intimate dinner is good news. I mean, there's only now 2 tickets left for the Even Keel dinner. That's on January 21st.
That's great.
First with our friends Brad and Dave, and they're going to have some great friends of theirs, Chef Dean James Max, who is their mentor, along with Pushkar Marath. They're going to be doing a collaboration. You'll never believe this. There were 4 tickets left, but now there's only 2 because I actually went online and purchased 2 tickets because I figured I wanted to do my part to help support the great charities involved, and that is the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital gets a portion of the proceeds. Again, vlfoodwine.com. Go on there now. Get whatever you can because they're all going to be gone soon. Only 2 seats left for the Even Keel dinner. Only 4 seats left for the Juan's dinner. Only 4 seats left for the Sunday night vegetarian dinner at Steel Pan. That's at the Sonesta Beach Resort in Fort Lauderdale. So the intimate dinners are almost all sold out. Seminars and tastings, a lot of them are gone. And then the grand tasting is going to be gone soon. There's also the barbecue event on Friday night and the Asian theme walk and roll Thursday night. Get your tickets while you can. VLFoodWine.com and use that promo code Lunchbox to get extra savings. All right, let's take the first break and we'll come back and we'll talk some food stuff and some of the latest kvetching. It was a very grumpy weekend on the Facebook group. I'd been getting in, they were getting into such a good place where they were just, being positive and singing the praises of play. But this week it seemed like, the holidays and the New Year's, people just don't understand.
Well, it's funny. Like Christmas brings in the happiness and the and Thanksgiving acceptance, and then New Year's people just throw it all away and change their expectations to everything.
I don't know, but we got to talk about some of this. We got to set some people straight, because this really frosts my ass when people look, something might go wrong on a busy night. Instead of just letting it go, they go on the warpath and they go on to Yelp, they go on to Google, they go on to Open Table, they go on to Let's Eat, they go on their roof and with a megaphone and start shouting to the neighbors, "Don't go to this place because they screwed." I hate that. I hate these people. And again, it was crazy busy the last 2 weeks.
Year's.
It's just not even New Year's Eve, but the whole entire, basically from the Saturday before Christmas until even last night and even tomorrow. I'm trying to get into Runway 84. They're fully booked up at 5:00 on a Tuesday after New Year's. I mean, those guys just kill it every night. I'm going to be taking out my daughter. It's her last night in town before she goes back to Florida State. But restaurants, it's been just mobbed with people, which is a great thing for the restaurants, especially the ones that were really kind of struggling during the summertime. But man, people got to have some, patience and kindness. But no, none of that this weekend. But we'll go more into that after these words on the Lunchbox.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Do you love Italian food? I mean, who doesn't love Italian food? Well, have I got a great new place for you, Elvis Italian Grill. It's at 4261 Griffin Road in Dania Beach, right near State Road 7 and the Hard Rock Casino. It's named for its owner, Elvis, and it has all your favorites: pizzas, pastas, veal chops, fresh fish, lunch specials, happy hour, and has one of my favorite chefs, the wonderful Manuela. There's full bar, great wines, al fresco dining on the deck with a water view. Open for lunch and dinner every day but Monday. For reservations and information, go to ElvisItalianGrill.com. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, a rare home show. We're going to be all over the place the rest of the month, basically, which is a good thing. And while we're on good and welfare, we got to wish a happy birthday to a friend of the show and sponsor, Mark Falsetto. Celebrates a birthday today, and we're going to be with him at Taco Craft in your neck of the woods, Defo, Lauderdale by the Sea, next Tuesday for a Taco Tuesday.
It's my favorite Taco Craft location.
Yeah, it's great. Who doesn't love being right next to the beach and get some great tacos and their great house margaritas? But Falsetto, of course, he's got a lot of things on the plate, but we wish him a happy birthday. He says, I said, where are you going tonight? He goes, nowhere. I've been doing nothing but eating the last 2 weeks. He goes, today the diet starts. So. And for a lot of people, the Monday after New Year's and the weekend is the day of, I guess, refreshing. I don't do resolutions, but do you have any kind of like things that you're trying to do better, or any kind of things that you've told yourself for the upcoming year, Defo, whether it comes to eating, drinking, or anything?
I'm going to go back to Hialeah Park, the Flamingo Steaks. Highly touted this one year when Dr. Carter and Devil's Bag were supposed to do battle, and a horse called Time for a Change. I believe that was one that Time for a Change came along and won. And I'll never forget Tom Durkin saying, it's time for a change. And it is. So therein lies, a broad brush to paint my approach to 2026. And we'll see if I'm able to accomplish these things.
Okay. Lubie, any resolutions or things you're going to do differently, whether it comes to diet, exercise?
There are plenty of things I want to do differently. We'll see. It's more about just trying to enjoy each day. Like, it's so funny. People talking about more mortality and life being he's in his mid-70s.
My number's blinking on the board.
We're past the first quarter.
I'm hitting the big 6-0 later this year, so it's
nothing. You're a kid.
I don't know. Having Luke has made me think about stuff like that for some reason. Like, just try to, even though I find myself.
Do you have life insurance?
Yes, there's life insurance, but
okay.
I'm not trying to die anytime soon. I'm just saying, like, it has me thinking about trying to enjoy the life that's here now. Because what happens is so often in life, like, you look back at time periods and go, oh, I missed that time period. But when you really think about the time period when you were there, you hate, like, you were bitter, you were miserable, you were frustrated. And then you look back at it and you're like, wow, things were great then. So it's like, I'm trying to look at what is now and just enjoy, and we'll
be in the moment. And that's why I conclude the show every day with the Warren Zevon quote: enjoy every sandwich, because you got to enjoy the now. Do what you want every day, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow, and especially with 3 more years of the current zaniness in the White House and going in and kidnapping people, although that did happen with Noriega and stuff. But we
I did get a text here from Marco Rubio. He would like me. I don't know if this is going to impact my future on the show or any other shows, but he would like me to help them administrate the the new policy towards oil in Venezuela. You know,
Well,
saw some of my posts on social media. Figured I
You're the
was.
man.
Well, I'm very, very proud of little Marco because I knew him back when he was just a lowly state rep and then became Speaker of the House in Florida, in Tallahassee,
I
and
love that he
now
stepped to the man. 'Cause
little,
your
lit,
story about him is what he's been the entire. Anyone who's followed him as a South Floridian knows he's a weasel and a worm. And I love that your interaction with him was literally that. Him
Oh, he
being
tried to get me fired because I had the
Warren-
audacity to knock on his door when there was talk about him, running for president. And then he had the whole water bottle incident. And I went up to, he was in DC, but his wife was home. And his wife actually invited me in. She's a former Miami Dolphin cheerleader. We had a very nice conversation. But then, 2 minutes later, my editor's on the phone. What did you do? They said that you totally ambushed her. And it's like, no, I didn't break any laws. I knocked on her door.
They would know ambush. They would know
Yeah,
ambush.
exactly.
No, it was like old-fashioned shoe leather journalism, the stuff that my idol Jimmy Breslin used to do every day when he was writing his column.
The lady lets you in, that's on her. But yeah, he's always been like that.
Yeah,
next thing you were saying, just proud
but
of him.
anyway, I'm very proud. Little Marco is now Viceroy of Venezuela, so hopefully he can, he'll hopefully.
He's going to need my help. I mean, and I'm glad that he saw that, soliciting me to be a part of the new government of Venezuela.
Yeah. So, but leaving all that
How's
aside,
Venezuelan food? Do we have any Venezuelan food places here?
yeah, well, arepas are a Venezuelan
Arepas
dish.
are
Arepas. I passed an arepa stand yesterday because took a walk with Val along the New River yesterday, and the first Sunday of every month they have these jazz brunches, and they have all these little food kiosks set up along the side. It was really crowded there. It was a beautiful day, and I had the smell of arepas wafting through the air. And I'm my body isn't the greatest when things are with corn or ground corn, so I couldn't eat one, but man, they look good. And arepa is ground cornmeal stuffed with cheese, melted cheese on the grill. I used to
Arepas
love
con huevos, Barranquilla, Colombia. That's the first
All right,
time I ever had them. I was calling a fight down there one year or one time, and we found arepas con huevos in the morning at the hotel. They were absolutely fantastic. They're really
Yeah,
great, stuffed
good
with
stuff.
eggs.
Good stuff. So, hey, a couple of more things. I mentioned that I was at Juan's the other night. You know who I ran into there? And it was really good to see her because I don't really know her that well. I've been at similar events. It's kind of been a passing thing, but I actually got to have a conversation with her. One Lisa Petrillo, formerly
very
of
nice person, yeah.
CBS4, who is no longer with CBS4 after a very long, distinguished career covering both food and local arts and features. So well respected. And the corporate poobahs up in New York said people don't like soft features anymore. They just want murder and mayhem. So I guess she is no longer with them, but she's doing great. And she's, getting ready to figure out what she wants to do next. And I told her leaving the paper was like the greatest thing that I ever did when you don't have to have a boss anymore and you choose what you want to do and make yourself happy. And hopefully we're going to get her on the show one of these weeks coming up.
Nice.
Because, she's a class act. And she, even though she lives in
presentation, so she really did a great job on this stuff.
Oh yeah, and
Very positive. I mean, but turned people on to a lot of restaurants, mostly in Miami. And in the 305, I would say she concentrated more there, but always made them look very, very appealing and did a great job. I thought she was great.
No, and she got around to the 954 a lot, and that's why she was at Juan's. She knew and did a feature with Alex. I guess one of the last things she did for CBS before leaving was kind of a half-hour special about food in the new year, and I guess they aired it on New Year's Eve, even though her last day was like a month ago. But she, got reacquainted with Alex, and she and her husband, who live in Miami, were meeting some friends who live in Boca. So naturally, Fort Lauderdale is a good midway point, and they had a nice big table and were enjoying themselves. And her husband was just like raving about the ribs, which I also say now Alex and the ribs at Juan's are the best Chinese spare ribs around in South Florida. So anyway, good to see her, and I'm sure she'll be doing fine. And maybe she'll come slumming with us one night because I told her, one day because I told her what we do here. And yeah, so all right, let's do the contest and then we'll take the break. Okay. We do have a contest winner. It was very easy on me this week. And I made some weird clues there, but in conjunction with tomorrow is, some people call it Three Kings Day, some people call it the Epiphany. I call it the official end to the holiday season because I think that's when we take the trees down. I'm gonna take my menorahs and all the Hanukkah displays down and put it back in the box tomorrow because the Three Kings. I think. Well, Jesus was Jewish at that time, so before,
He was.
So,
Very
but yeah, the clues said, one of the gifts that the three magi brought was in this restaurant's name. So, do you know the three gifts that they brought, Defo? Do you, your Bible study coming back to you at all?
Oh, you're asking me? I mean, I skipped
This
skipped
is New
Hebrew school
Testament
right up
stuff.
until my bar mitzvah, and then I was stunned when they opened up that half Torah, and I had to actually read those small Hebrew letters, so it wasn't easy. My friend.
This is New Testament stuff. Lubie, do you have any idea what
Gold,
the three?
myrrh. This is the
Yes.
frankincense, myrrh, and
Gold, myrrh, and frankincense. I still don't know what frankincense is.
I don't think it
incense,
exists. in
but
modern
myrrh is an embalming fluid. I don't know why you'd bring that to a baby's birth. but,
You smoke it.
day.
Called
maybe
angel.
Aaron Rodgers does it.
No, that was like the composition of angel dust. They were like smoking and bombing.
Oh, Jesus.
No. All right, gold was the clue, and then the second one was a British nobleman that's above a earl but below a duke is a marquess. So Gold Marquess was the name of the now gone Chinese restaurant that is now the Bayoshi Food Hall on Pines Boulevard. But a bunch of people got it. I give
I would think
credit.
nobody would get that.
No, we had actually, I think it was 27 people that entered were in the hopper. So they knew the restaurant and then they went for it. And here's the funny part. I'm so glad that the even money favorite was in the contest race. The 8th race was he ended up finishing second, thank goodness, because like everybody in the contest picked the favorite. And it was not Todd Pletcher. Who's the other one? Chad Brown was the trainer of the favorite, but finished second to I think it was a Safi Joseph horse. No, actually, it was not a Safi Joseph horse. It was somebody else. But it was a number 7. McRaven was the winner of the contest race. And only one person picked number 7, McRaven, in the contest. So that means we didn't even have to go to the NFL tiebreaker. So it didn't matter that he picked San Francisco instead of Seattle. But it's been a long time since one of the Koch family had won, and we must congratulate Gregory M. Koch.
Oh, there you go.
The winner. Gregory M. Koch, you are the winner of this week's Lunchbox 10 Palms Sunday Brunch Contest. You and a guest have won an all expenses paid brunch for 2 at Fabulous 10 Palms at Gulfstream. That includes 1 mimosa each, tax and tip. And I got to put a reminder out there because there are a bunch of contest winners, including one James Sarney, who have won in the last 3 months. But you got to redeem those prizes within 90 days or else they vanish. So please, if you have won the contest in the last 3 months, some of them are nearing the 90-day mark, and we don't want to see anybody's.
It's very easy.
I don't want to see anybody's prizes lapse. So that'll do it. All right, time for break number 2. I've got to talk about our friends at Norman Love Confections. Even though the holidays are over and all the gift giving is done, believe it or not, right around the corner is going to be Valentine's Day, and nothing says I love you more than beautiful chocolates. For your sweetheart, get something sweet for this coming Valentine's Day, and you could go to one of their 2 dessert salons. One of them is in Delray Beach, 1911 South Federal Highway. The other one is in Boca Raton on St. Andrews Boulevard, right behind the Town Center Mall, 21202. Those dessert salons are a great place to stop in if you just need a little break, a breather during the day, get a little coffee or some hot cocoa, or indulge yourself with some of their great macaroons or pastries. And don't forget, you can pick up boxes of chocolate. They've got all kinds of little nice gifts for people in your life. If you just want to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. They got these kind of really cool, like dimpled golf balls made out of chocolate, which is perfect. I wouldn't necessarily use that on the first tee, but they've got all kinds of other great things. And they've also have the online presence at normanloveconfections.com. Never too early to start hunting for your Valentine's Day treats. We love Norman Love Confections. We'll be there again later in the month with their marketing director. I think we're going to be there on Tuesday, January 20th. I can't wait for that because I love indulging in the world of fine chocolates again. So pretty, beautiful. They've been around for 25 years, but they've expanded to South Florida, and you really should check it out if you are not familiar with it. If you love chocolate, and who doesn't love a good candy, go into Norman Love Confections or NormanLoveConfections.com. All right, let's take the second break, and then we'll come back and wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox after these words. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites, and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Great seafood and more at Mignonette, Miami. It's in the Edgewater neighborhood at 210 Northeast 18th Street, close to the Arch Center and Heat Arena. Mignonette is open every day for dinner, and it serves the freshest fish and raw bar items with a daily selection of the finest oysters around. Chef owner Danny Surfer and his team are eager to please. Mignonette is Michelin Guide recommended and Lunchbox approved. For reservations and information, go to mignonetteMiami.com. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. right, we're back on the lunchbox. Lubie says we got to wrap it up. He must have a full diaper to change or something like that. Little Luca is getting busy. No, a couple of things before I will get us out of here. First of all, Tropical Acres presenting sponsors today. We love them. They're ready for a new year. They're heading into their 77th year. They've been around since 1949, and they even got a couple of years on Defo there. Means they're doing something right. I was in there last, Thursday or Friday after the Gulfstream show, right? I went in there, saw Jack and his wife Terry and the son Joe. They had a great holiday season. They got through it, and you want to get in there anytime now. They're open every day except Sunday. They have a butcher shop if you want to pick up some steaks to grill at home. But you want to get in there for their great happy hour also every day from 4:30 to 6:30 in the bar. I had a couple of martinis, the great Belvedere martinis for $8. You can't beat that deal, along with their prime rib. And a lot of people are now getting a little bit cleaner and healthier for January. Don't sleep on their seafood. They got great scallops. They get fresh fish specials, and they have stone crabs that have been selling. They've been selling a lot of them, they told me, because the stone crab prices have come down again, a little bit more affordable. So it is stone crab season. They are particularly sweet now. Go into Tropical Acres and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. One other thing coming up later this month, and this is right up Defoe's alley, one of our favorite events with our friend Evan Darnell and the Red Meat Lovers Club, the boxing battle. And this year it's going to be boxing and cheesesteaks that are going to be in play. It's going to be Thursday, January 29th at the Delray Beach Boxing Center there. And it's going to be starting at 7 p.m. Go online to ribcagebattle.com is the website to get your tickets the easiest way. Ribcagebattle.com. You can use the promo code Mayo to get an extra $20 off. And there's going to be a lineup of cheesesteak combatants, including our friend Eddie Pozzoli, and dear Olivia is going to be in the mix there. A couple other spots. I'm trying to get Brian involved. I don't know. It's tough for him on a Thursday night, but they're going to be throwing down some cheesesteaks, and also there's going to be some boxing competition. It's a lot of fun. There's drinking, and there's eating, and there's all kinds of good stuff. Again, go online to ribcagebattle.com to get your tickets today. And I got good news. The rest of the week lineup, I just got confirmation from our man Reno Heritage, 2:30 p.m. this Thursday. We'll be there to promote the upcoming Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. And also joining us will be a big macha, the CEO of Visit Lauderdale. Stacy Ritter is going to join us, so that could be fun.
For a Reno show. She's joining us for a Reno show.
Yeah, but Stacy can mix it up. She likes to. Yeah, that's right. Reno is going to be, I'm sure.
We haven't seen Reno in a long time, so I presume Reno's going to be in rare form.
Yeah, and again, Heritage just killing it. I went in there a couple times, couldn't even get a seat at the bar a couple of times, and just had to come back. But I did finally make it in there. Had a great chicken vodka parm panini that's on his lunch menu there, along with a couple of cocktails. And he had a great holiday season as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The rest of the week, tomorrow we're going to be at Grandpa's. 1 p.m. start tomorrow with our friend Mark Freed, some bagels and knishes. Wednesday, sports talk and wings with our man Pat Utter at Shenanigans, both of those in Dania Beach. Then we're going to be at Heritage on Thursday, and then Thursday evening I will be at Camille's for the happy hour, and Friday back to our usual comfort zone at Gulfstream 10 Palms with Joe Beja. What kind of charmed lives are we living, Defo? I mean, to go around, and they feed us everywhere we go, and sometimes give us racing forms too. It's a wonderful life, right? Fantastic. All right, Lubie, go change that diaper. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Until then, enjoy every sandwich.